Hi, welcome. I want to demonstrate MCP, Model Context Protocol, specifically for health. If you're new, MCP basically is a standard that gives AI models context of the world, such that the models are able to interact with data sources, apps, and whatever information you want to have, uh, other LLMs or the models, even if they're small language models, for them to interact with and give you uh, aware or contextualized information. It's not about giving the model a context in the prompt. No, this is different. Here we're looking at an execution or an execution layer by the MCP tools that are implemented. Okay, so for now, I implemented an OpenMRS prototype for the MCP server, and basically concentrating on the OpenMRS data model. I've seen questions around uh, asking if AI understands OpenMRS data model. The answer is no, and yes, no, because large language models for sure they don't know about OpenMRS. They just have hints of the data, but probably it has learned over time, and a few that was scraped off the internet by Anthropic or other companies that trained these models. But there is a way how we can contextualize. There are a lot of concepts, but for now, I think I want to demonstrate the importance of MCPs because they give us a bit of an upper hand to prevent most of the challenges of hallucination, models not having context, especially in context of OpenMRS model. We need to have a schema-aware capability for us to retrieve useful information. Yeah, so basically I used Claude desktop, and I was querying a live OpenMRS database instance. Yeah, so I basically I can show you here that I have the server connected. I call it OpenMRS Healthcare. Yeah, I only have one here, and basically I started with a simple basic patient retrieval. You need to note that I have about 3 or 4 MCP tools implemented, and so we shouldn't expect a lot, but we want to get the real gist of what it means for OpenMRS users to interact with or to query an OpenMRS database in a schema-aware way with successful data interactions. Yeah. So basically, through the MCP, I issued this search. Through Claude, I issued this search prompt, natural language, and it was successful. It returned a set of patient records that maybe we can look at here. I limited it to 10, and this is an intelligent search. Yeah, and it's one of the advantages because here we're not wasn't hallucinating the data. Why? It was constrained only to return what the MCP tool exposed from OpenMRS, and actually intelligently using those to make sure it is getting what I need. Yeah, yeah. So basically, the model got a bit of patients that have joined in my MCP tool, I limited it to only such specific patients. Yeah, so it intelligently searched this, and those were the results. OpenMRS, the MCP tool provided to us, and yeah. And then I went to clinical observations. I was able to pull structured lab results. You can see here, and with these lab results, it's important that we see a bit of real data. For example, CD4 counts and everything. Yeah, so this is a summary basically of the data it returned with a bit of insights that could give us a bit of reporting about the data. Actually, this is very critical because the fact that it searched for specifically this tool, this MCP tool that I implemented, which I'm going to show you actually, because this already is aware of the MCP tools I have on my server. Yeah, so it is a very critical step towards safe AI integration, because when we think about data privacy, GDPR, and everything, especially private health information, we need to be very keen about the data or the integration that we are doing, so that it's not risky in the first place. Yeah, and then I wanted to a more complex question. How many patients had a high viral load within 3 months of HIV program enrollment? This gives us a bit of an understanding of the limitations and the strengths of the MCP, but whose limitations can really go over because of what I'm going to show you. Here was a call to get that number. It gave a request limiting it to 50 for concept name viral load. Yeah, it was able to fetch viral results, but lacked access to program enrollment data and all the other concept related data. Yeah, so it is important that we now know this limitation, and which can be worked around with by providing more of the schema to the large language model, or getting a bit of quite a number of MCP tools that should be implemented, so that the AI can intelligently look at different things. So I a bit tricked it, and these are the results basically it gave. You can look at them. And I tricked it, and I was like, okay, do you really understand the data model? Well, for sure. It was humble to admit that doesn't understand, because it only has 4 MCP tools. Yeah. So I truly apologized. It doesn't have visit types, orders, concept dictionaries. Why? Because I didn't implement yet. I didn't implement yet, and if they implemented, for sure, will be intelligently going through and getting us the results we need. Yeah, I searched for more results, and it gave me a bit of more results here. I tried to search, give me over 100 patients. It searched for 150, and yeah, it went in for those that are David related, that are Michael. It gave me the results from the database, and at the end it gave me the number here of the patients, over 134 patients with the different data. Yeah, so a bit of This should be very helpful, especially to very many users, clinicians that are not very technical and all that, and definitely to the end users of the system, so that there is a bit of natural language contextualization. And it is important now we look at these were real results retrieved from the schema, and it's important that maybe we look at how we can combine this MCP with the standards, CL and the FHIR standards, and so that we can have a more contextualized responses that are useful to the users. And then probably it would be important that these MCPs are actually execution, but then the semantic searches, especially when we want to get the exact queries, especially SQL queries to interact with the database, we could think of a small language model that is fine-tuned with OpenMRS data model. It understands it very well, so it can be like a semantic parser from the MCP to this. MCP is like an execution layer, then it gets a bit of semantic parser, which is that small language model, especially for our settings that are really constrained on resources, and then it retrieves the best responses that we could have. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you all.